NBA, a critical night across the association. Western Conference contenders and standings all on the line. Teams 5 through 8 have identical 46 and 32 records. The Clips hold the 5 seed currently. They host the Spurs. LA, the Clipper variety, have won 4 in a row by an average of almost 20 points per game. The Warriors, currently the 6th seed, they're in Phoenix to take on the Suns. Golden State had a 5-game win streak snapped on Sunday when they lost to the 2-seed Rockets. The Timberwolves, currently 7th in the Western Conference standings. They're in Milwaukee tonight. Minnesota on a 5-game heater, including winning their last 3 games on the road. What about the Grizzlies, currently 8th in the West? A week and a half ago, they were 2nd. Memphis on the road in Charlotte. The Grizzlies, they've won their first 2 games of their Eastern road trip at Miami and then at Detroit. And finally, it's the Lakers. They're 3rd overall in the West. They visit a team with the NBA's best record in the Thunder. The Lakers beat OKC in OKC by 27 on Sunday. They've been there for a couple of days. 6 days to go in the season. It's a free-for-all out West. 7 teams can still end up as the 3 seed, while 6 teams still in the mix for seeds 4 through 8. The Lakers could end up anywhere between the 2nd seed and the 8th seed in the West by season's end, which is only a handful of games away. Dave McMenamin is covering the Lakers. He joins us from Oklahoma City. Dave, 4 games left for LA, 2 wins from the 3 seed. Health could be an issue tonight. What's the latest on Luka and LeBron?
Yeah, Gary, they have almost half the roster on the injury report heading into tonight's game in Oklahoma City. You start with LeBron and Luka. LeBron is back on the injury report as questionable with a left groin strain that recently cost him 2 weeks. Luka is on the report with a right groin strain, which is a new injury. We also have Dorian Finney-Smith on the injury report. Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, and Rui Hachimura is already listed as out. Now, by listing all these rotation players as questionable, it gives the Lakers the optionality of resting them tonight with a chance to have them fresh for the second night of a back-to-back in Dallas, maybe the biggest game of their entire calendar year for Luka's return. And they already kind of took care of business here on Sunday, getting the win in OKC. So we'll see. You have to list them as questionable. If you're not going to play them, we'll see if they get moved to doubtful or to probable as the day continues.
Yeah, maybe they are just having a little bit of a wandering eye what lies ahead of them just south of Oklahoma City with that date against the Mavericks tomorrow. So that being said, how are the Lakers handling what's at stake really in this final week of the regular season, Mac-10?
Yeah, as you set it up, Gary, if the Lakers somehow figure out 2 more wins over the next 4 games, and of course it's tonight in OKC, tomorrow in Dallas, back home against the Houston Rockets, then going on the road to play Portland for their road finale. 2 wins gets you the 3rd seed, and that's what they're aiming for at this point. It assures them to have home court advantage in the first round, assures them to be on the other side of the bracket as the Oklahoma City Thunder. They certainly want to get tonight's game, sure, but tomorrow's game is a major one for Luka Doncic. They recognize the emotions that are going to be in the air. I remember covering the Lakers when they acquired Anthony Davis, and it was everybody putting forth their effort for his return game to New Orleans to make sure you get him that win so he feels good about his new situation. It's the same type of deal that they want to be able to do tomorrow in Dallas. And, of course, secure one of those 2 wins to make sure they get the 3 seed down the stretch.
And that game right here on ESPN. Dave McMenamin joining us this morning with the latest on the Lakers in the home stretch of the regular season on SportsCenter. Mac-10, much appreciated.
The Lakers injury report just dropped, and it is lengthy. It looks like the Lakers are potentially setting themselves up to rest the bulk of their team tomorrow against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Are they making the right decision? I'm Trevor Lane. This is the LakersNation.com YouTube channel. Joining me today is Borna Nazari. Borna, thanks so much for jumping on here.
Trevor, thanks for having me as always. Let's talk Lakers coming off a big win yesterday. An interesting injury report to say the least. So let's get on with it.
Yeah, so here's what we've got. Rui Hachimura, 100%. He is out, listed as out, left patellar tendinopathy. This is the first game of a back-to-back tomorrow for the Lakers. They take on the Thunder on Wednesday on the road in Dallas. So obviously that would be a big game, an emotional game in Dallas. Rui not playing back-to-backs up at this point, so he is officially out. But Luka, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron, Bronny, Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, all listed as questionable for tomorrow's game against the Thunder. It looks like what the Lakers are doing is gearing up to sit most of their team, rest them up, and get them ready to play the second night of the back-to-back in Dallas. Borna, I talked about this on a previous video that went out. My preference would have been for the Lakers to go for the win against OKC and then go for the win against Dallas and have essentially 10 days off where you wouldn't have to worry about the last 2 games of the season, because all the Lakers need to do right now is win 2 games. As long as they win 2 of their last 4, they lock in the 3 seed. Do you think they're making the right decision here, or do you agree with me that you go for it against OKC?
This is a tough one because I hear the rationale of just win the 2 games so you can rest the guys. But the Thunder they've lost 2 straight games, which I don't think they can say that's happened to them a lot this year. They're going to come into this game tomorrow getting ready to wreak havoc against Los Angeles Lakers. And considering the Lakers have to go to Dallas the very next day and play a second leg of a back-to-back versus the Mavericks, it would be brutal for the Lakers to go all out in this game, lose potentially a close game against a Thunder team that's trying to make the statement. So I actually don't mind the decision to rest the guys tomorrow, have 2 days off, go win a lot more winnable of a game, albeit there is going to be higher emotion. So it could be one of those kind of crazy games. But if you can kind of, I guess, punt tomorrow, get the win in Dallas, and Trev, here's the important note. If the Lakers lose tomorrow, the Houston Rockets clinch that 2nd seed. The Lakers still have to play the Rockets Friday. Ime Udoka may rest all his guys, and the Lakers can pencil that as an automatic win and don't even have to play the Portland game if they beat the Mavericks and then the Rockets.
Ah, look at that. That's an interesting wrinkle. So if the Lakers lose tomorrow, that locks Houston in. Then Houston sits everybody when the Lakers play the Rockets, and maybe that makes that game easier. That's interesting, because then that would set the Lakers up to not have to play the final game of the season. Now, we don't know just yet. The Thunder's injury report is not out as of this moment. It's possible. Look, OKC, they probably would like to win tomorrow's game, but they did get a little bit of breathing room because the Cavs lost last night. We're looking at the overall best record in the NBA, which will get them home court advantage throughout the playoffs, regardless of who they would see in the finals. That's the only thing on the line for OKC. Maybe that's not something that they're worried about. So there's no guarantee they'll play everybody, but yeah, they've only lost twice in a row, one other time in the season, and that was back in November. I would imagine the Thunder probably don't want to lose 3 in a row, and so they'll come out firing tomorrow against LA. So maybe this is the Lakers saying, you know what? We don't necessarily have to throw everything at the Thunder right now. They're probably going to come out after us in tomorrow's game. Let's rest up. Let's get ready for a big emotional game against the Dallas Mavericks the next night. Take care of business there. The Rockets might rest everybody after that. Take care of business in that one, and then we'll set ourselves up to have the last night of the season. You know, I don't hate the strategy. My preference would be to try to get 10 days straight off if you can. But I don't hate this strategy. Do you also think that some of this might be, okay, we just executed our game plan against OKC. They're going to have some counters for us. Let's not give OKC an opportunity to work on their counters against us. Let's not show them anything else from us, just in case we run into them in the postseason. Do you think that could be a factor in the Lakers' decision-making here?
100%. I mean, I even saw some Thunder fans say yesterday, we're not showing the Lakers all of our scheme. No one really knows. I mean, Mark Daigneault